说中文
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, newbies. This is Chinese Pod coming to you from Shanghai, China. We have an interesting lesson about what, Jenny? What are we talking about today?
We are going to get off the metro.
Okay, yeah, we're on a subway station, metro, tube, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go there. We're going to be with the passengers and we're going to listen to the types of conversations that happen. I can just tell you, because we live in Shanghai, that the metro, the subway is
incredibly crowded.
It is. And yet, I've seen places where it's even more so.
Oh?
So it is crowded, but it's kind of organized. And it's nice. And relatively speaking, you don't see a lot of arguments and stuff. You get sort of a bit crushed sometimes. It's actually remarkably nice if you think about it.
Yeah, it's a way of life here.
I guess it is. All right, so let's go to the subway. We'll take you to the Shanghai subway. Let's hear this conversation about people who want to get off. These are the kinds of conversations. If you know some of the words, that's great. Yeah, you might figure out precisely what it is they're saying. If not, don't worry, because we'll come back and we'll go through it in great detail. All right, let's go to the subway.
Dialogue first time.
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
Second time.
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
Third time.
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
All right, good. Guessing is always good, right? So if you guessed, good. If not, let's slowly piece it together. How about translating at this stage?
Sure. 下车吗？
Are you getting off?
下车吗？
Are you getting off here?
下车吗？不下，
No, I'm not getting off.
不下，
No.
不下。你要下车吗？
Are you getting off here?
你要下车吗？
Are you getting off the train?
你要下车吗？我不下车。
I'm not getting off the train.
我不下车。
I'm not getting off the train.
我不下车。对不起，我要下车。
Excuse me, I'd like to get off.
对不起，我要下车。
Excuse me, I want to get off the train here.
对不起，我要下车。
Yeah. Now, this is really interesting for a number of reasons, linguistically, particularly, because it's a great example of how in Chinese you just use the language very differently than you would in English. And it's got this nice sort of telegraphic feel to it. I like, because there's no like prepositions in it and stuff. It's really simple. It's really direct, and it presents some really nice Chinese here to look at. So let's take a look. You might also notice that my translations are idiomatic. They're not word for word, because you wouldn't say in English word for word the way you say it in Chinese, which is important to understand.
However, we can look at them in greater details now.
Good.
Let's start from the top.
Exactly.
下车吗？下车吗？
Now, 3 parts.
Yes.
Could you go through them slowly? Because this is the center of this lesson. What are the 3 elements in this sentence?
下车吗？
Great. Again, the tones there. It's really interesting to listen to those tones. Let's listen again and then we'll identify the tones.
下车吗？下车吗？
Great. Now, literally translated. Let's look at the meaning first and then the tones. Literally translated, what do those 3 words mean, Jenny?
下车吗 means down car question mark.
That's it. That's exactly right. So 下 as in fourth tone,
Yes.
meaning
Down.
down, right? The word for train in this case is
车
车.
车
Now, and 车 is any kind of vehicle, essentially.
Yes.
But from context, we're obviously talking that this type of vehicle is, of course, a subway train.
Yes.
The third element was that question particle that you use at the end, and that was
妈
ma.
妈
Now, ma is a particle that can be put on the end of almost any sentence to turn that sentence into a question. So
Yes.
there you have it. So literally translated, this would be down vehicle question.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
And this is what I like to call the telegraphic nature of Chinese. It just gets straight to the point. Now, notice there's no pronouns and no prepositions. In other words, and no auxiliary verbs or anything. So in other words, it's like this. You know, in English, you say, "Are you getting off the train at this station?" It's so clunky.
But in Chinese, you can
say.
express that with 3 words.
Exactly.
下车吗
Right. So down from the train here. That's it. Now, notice that the reply is equally sparse and equally direct.
不下不下
不下. Now, the word for down was
下
下.
下
And it's almost, it is used as a verb here.
Yes.
Means to, in other words, to sha, to down, to get off.
to get off.
Right.
Exactly.
And he's like, "Are you going to sha?" No, I'm not going to sha. I'm not going to get off. So it's like,
下车吗
and so in other words, like the verb to get down from the train, to get off the train is,
下车
and so the negative not to get down is,
不下
不下. There you go. Wow.
Yes.
This is so telegraphic. Because translated, it would be literally be not down.
Exactly, which doesn't mean any sense
It's
to
so-
a lot of people.
It does, but it's so funny when you translate Chinese into really direct English. Down car? Question? No down or not down. It's so funny, but that's what makes it so interesting. 不下 meaning no, I'm not getting off here. So the same type of pattern he asks other people, right?
Yes. 你要下车吗你要下车吗
Good. Tell us about this, Jenny.
下车吗 Of course, we just looked at it. Means, are you getting off? And 你要你 means you.
You
And 要, fourth tone, means to want to.
want.
Or in this case, it means, are you going to get off the train?
Yeah. Now notice it's the same question. And in the first time when he asked it, he didn't use a pronoun. He didn't say you. And he didn't use a verb as in, are you planning? Do you want to?
Yeah.
He just said,
下车吗
but in this sentence, he added a pronoun and a verb. And he said,
你要下车吗
good. So 你要 literally means, do you want? 你 as in you. 要 meaning want. So
Yes.
it's the same thing, same function, but the sentence is a little longer.
And in Chinese, that's quite often the case
Yeah.
where you can drop the pronoun and just frame a question with the key verb.
That's right. And the context will obviously make it clear. Now, the first person who replied said, not getting off. And that was
不下
不下. Nice and telegraphic. But the second reply actually uses a pronoun and so she says,
我不下车我不下车
yeah. So 我 meaning I,
And
the same pattern.
yes, 不下车不下车
Now, she could say,
我不下
that's right, I'm not getting off. But
Yes.
she adds the word for vehicle, in this case, train, and that is
车
车.
Yes,
Yeah.
我不下车
Good. Whoa, the patterns, don't worry about it. If you listen to over a couple of times, you'll see that the patterns are clear here. We're explaining it in quite detail because for newbies, we want to make sure you get the whole idea here. All right. Now, the last sentence is interesting because it adds a bit to this whole pattern, and it is
对不起我要下车
great. Now, so the first phrase is
对不起
对不起, meaning
I'm sorry,
sorry,
or excuse me.
excuse me, sorry, beg your pardon kind
Yes.
of thing. Let's hear it again, please, Jenny.
对不起
对不起.
对不起
So it's a very, very useful little phrase. Now, here we have a little bit of switcheroo here. Of course, we're using the pronoun again. So I want to get off the train.
我要 下车我要下车
Now, I'm not going to explain that because all the elements are already, we've explained them.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that from a listening perspective that you've sort of put these things together. That was a lot of analysis. Don't normally do that much analysis, but the patterns are great. And if you listen to them over a few times, you'll start to get it good. Why don't we do that right now? In fact, let's listen 3 more times.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
Dialogue first time
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
Second time
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
Third time
下车吗？
不下，
你要下车吗？
我不下车。
对不起，我要下车。
Okay.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that.
Yes.
And of course, the key word today is 下车
下车.
下车
And the tones are 4 and 1.
One, yes.
Right? And that is the basis for so many sentences and patterns that you can build around it, right?
As we've seen today. And 下车 can be used with any kinds of vehicle.
Yes.
Be it a subway train, a bus,
Yes.
or even a passenger vehicle.
Yeah.
So
good.
it's very useful.
Yes, well, we do try to make it useful, and it is contemporary Chinese life that we bring to you, and we hope that was useful for the traveler or for just about anyone who wants some high-frequency vocabulary.
Yep.
But right now, we have to go, miss.
Yes, but we'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, don't forget to visit us at ChinesePod.com.
That's right. Okay, then. 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1251.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1251
1251.
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1251.
1251.